Y'all, if I hear what's for dinner one more time today, I'm liable to fake my own kidnapping and leave a note that says, check the freezer. If that question's been echoing through your kitchen like a bad 70s song, come sit by me a minute and bring your coffee. I've got you. Today, I'm rolling out 3 of my most requested MeMaw-Approved creamy chicken casseroles. These are the ones that absolutely win the potluck. No chef hat, no drama, just dinner on the table before you start pricing tickets to anywhere but here. The recipe that broke the internet, my angel chicken, but this time we're doing angel chicken and rice and updating Grandma's old recipe. Hey y'all, welcome back to Russ's Chipotle Kitchen. Grandma's chicken and rice is off the charts delicious. No question. Serious comfort food, but today we're going to take it a step further and make it out of this world amazing. I've got my cream cheese and butter mixture all softened, and I'm just going to take a whisk and whisk that up until it's smooth. You start with cooked rice and cooked chicken, and everything else is just mixing it up and putting it together. Okay, so this is all nice and smooth. We're going to set that aside, and you're going to need a big bowl. Before you get started with that, take some no stick cooking spray and learn how to talk, Mary. No stick cooking spray, and spray the inside of your pan. All right, we're going to need 3 cups of cooked rice. And I'm just going to pop that right in the bowl. A little more, a little less. If you want to stretch the meal a little bit more, you can always use more rice, right? Great way to do it. It's how our grandmothers did it. And then just make sure that the rice is not clumped together. Now we're going to put in the chicken. Mix that in. I'm going to put in my chicken stock, my cream cheese mixture, cream cheese and butter. Just like that. I am messy. I've got this slopped everywhere. Cream of chicken soup, garlic powder to taste. I like a lot of garlic. I'm just going to sprinkle this right in there. And my Italian seasoning, like dry Italian seasoning. You don't want to use Italian dressing out of a bottle. You want the Italian dressing mix. Good Seasons is the one I use, but you can use an off-brand or a different brand if you want to. That's fine. Just make sure it's the dry Italian seasoning mix. And like I said, if you don't have dry Italian seasoning mix, ranch works great. So I'm just going to put that in there. And half of the grated cheese. I'm going to put more than half in because I've got some more cheese to grate up. And then we're just going to mix that right up. It's very soupy, very moist, because even though the rice is cooked, it's going to soak up more of the moisture. And so you don't want it to be too dry, or it'll be really dry when it comes out of the oven. Meanwhile, the oven's preheating to 350 degrees. Mix this up. And then we're going to taste it for salt and garlic and any other seasoning that we might need. That tastes delicious. Oh my gosh, I could eat it like that. It's not going to need any more salt though. That, especially if you use ranch, it's going to be a little saltier than it would be if you used the Italian dressing mix. So be sure to taste it before you put salt and pepper in there. Now take your mixture and put it in your pan. Okay, I'm going to put the remaining cheese on the top. All right, once it's covered with cheese, yum, we're going to get some aluminum foil and cover it and pop it right in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes or until this cheese is melted on top. Remember, it's not going to take that long because everything's cooked. What you're basically doing is heating it through and melting the cheese. The other thing is you can take this at this point and go ahead and refrigerate it for up to 2 days and then put it in the oven when you're ready to eat it for dinner. If you do that, it's going to be cold all the way through, and so you're going to need more than 20 minutes cooking time, more like probably 40. Just be aware of that, okay? All right, I'll see you back here in about 25 minutes. Okay, y'all. I took the aluminum foil off the casserole about 5 minutes before it was ready to come out of the oven, just to get that little golden brown edges and gooey cheese. Now, usually I'd let this sit for about 5 minutes just to get the cheese to settle and have it be easier to serve. but I don't want to wait that long, and I don't think you do either. So here's our angel chicken and rice. It's got a thick layer of cheese on top. It's got that cheesy, creamy chicken and rice underneath. And let's take a good batch of, look at that, y'all. Look how good that looks. Wow. We're talking about the pimento cheese chicken that is creamy, cheesy, gooey goodness. This pimento cheese chicken and broccoli casserole is going to be a family favorite. It's quick, it's easy, it stretches the budget, and it is old-fashioned yummy. Y'all, this takes just minutes to put together, and you are not going to be disappointed. Pimento cheese in a hot casserole? You bet. So the first thing that we're doing is we're going to add 8 ounces of cooked penne pasta, and this is the small kind, not the fat kind, just because it cooks quicker. You can use whatever you want. Then we're going to add 2 to 2.5 cups of cooked shredded chicken and stir that in really, really well. So there's a bite of pasta and chicken in every bite. Then we're going to add the broccoli, which is thawed. If it seems to be really watery, make sure that you strain it and get the water out. Then we're going to add a cup of frozen onions and pepper mix. This is the magic. I love this stuff because you can have peppers and onions on hand at all times and they don't go bad. And you just put them in frozen and it's just as easy as it can be. Now, 4 ounces, but this is probably more like 6, of roasted peppers, pimentos. I like to get the fire roasted ones. I think they have more flavor. Now I'm going to stir in most of the cheese. I'm going to hold out about half a cup just to put on top with the crackers. And just mix that in. Now the only other thing that we need to do, I'm going to set this aside. The only other thing we need to do is to mix up the cream of chicken soup. And if you want this even creamier, you can add some room temperature or slightly heated cream cheese. About 4 ounces would be right. I think it's plenty creamy as it is, but that's always an option. Now I'm going to take half a cup of milk, and I'm going to add about a fourth a cup, and whisk that in. And make sure, I don't want to get this too soupy. This is 2 cans of cream of chicken soup, by the way, if I didn't say that, 2 10.5 ounce cans. I don't want it to be too soupy, but I don't want it to be too thick either. So putting the full half cup in, making a mess as usual, but since I have to clean up my own messes, no big deal. Then we're just going to pour the soup mixture over the chicken mixture and then just stir everything together. I take a sleeve of Ritz Crackers and I'm just going to smash them up and put the cracker crumbs over the top of the casserole. All right, here's the casserole, and I'm just going to put the crumbled crackers on top, cover it up. I'm going to drizzle with butter, and this is 2 tablespoons of butter, by the way, and 1 sleeve of the Ritz Crackers. And I'm going to wait to put the cheese on until about 5 to 10 minutes before the casserole is ready to come out of the oven. I'm going to put this in the oven at 375 for about 25 minutes, and then I'll be back. Okay, y'all, it is out of the oven with the melted cheese, and it smells delicious. You've got the crispy and buttery crackers, the melty cheese, and the saucy casserole underneath. So good. I wish y'all could smell this. I don't know if you can hear this crunch when you dig in, but oh my gosh. Cheesy deliciousness. Creamy pasta. Look at that. Look at that, y'all. This was so easy to throw together, and you can make it ahead of time. You can freeze it when you start with cooked chicken. Then it's just going to take you minutes to throw together. Broccoli never tasted so good. And then buttery Ritz Cracker chicken that's gonna have your family licking their plates when they think you're not looking. Hey y'all, I'm Mary. Welcome to my Restless Chipotle kitchen. Today we're making Ritzy chicken breast. Takes about 5 minutes to put together, an hour hands-off time in the oven, and it is absolutely delicious. Okay, yeah, it takes an hour to cook, but you can put it together in about 3 minutes. And if you don't believe me, start your timer. So the first thing that we're gonna do is take the cream of chicken soup and put it in a bowl. Then we're gonna mix it with a cup of sour cream. Nice and creamy. This is what makes the gravy is so good. And I would serve this with biscuits and noodles or mashed potatoes or rice because you're gonna wanna get all of this gravy too. Okay, we're gonna stir that up so that it's all mixed and set it aside. Now, I've got my oven preheating to 350 degrees. I'm going to spray my pan with no stick cooking spray. Don't want any of it to stick. And I've got 2 pounds of chicken here. This will work anywhere between 2 and 3 pounds of chicken, depending on how many people you've got, what kind of appetites they've got, and how much chicken you've got in the fridge. So this is what I've got. This is what I'm using. You can also, if you want to speed it up, you can use rotisserie chicken that's already cooked, and you're going to cut your cooking time down to about 30 minutes. Okay, so I am not going to season the chicken because there's already so much salt in the rest of this that there's no need to put salt on the chicken. And that's one little hint. If you want to cut back on the salt or need to cut back on the salt, use low sodium products, okay? Okay. So all we're going to do is spoon this thick mixture, it's not a sauce yet, evenly over our chicken. How long it takes. And we are at 3 minutes and 6 seconds, but you are not going to be talking and explaining while you're putting yours together, so you got to cut me some slack on that one. All right, so the sauce goes on. Then you're going to need the packet of Ritz Crackers, and you're going to want to crumble them up. Just crumble the crackers over the top as evenly as possible. They do not have to be evenly crumbled. They don't have to be tiny little, well, that's probably too big. They don't need to be tiny little crumbs. Just crumble them over the top. So what happens is the chicken cooks under here. The chicken cooks under here and gets super tender under the sour cream and the cream of chicken soup. The next thing we're going to do is this little bit of magic. That's the Lipton Recipe Secrets French onion soup mix. I love this stuff. Okay, the Lipton onion soup mix does have a lot of sodium in it, so you have a couple of choices here. You can choose not to use it at all. A lot of recipes don't. This is my version. You can use half the packet, or you can use the whole packet. I don't know if Lipton has a low sodium version, but you might want to look for that too. Like I said, this because of the crackers and the onion soup mix and the cream of chicken soup, it's pretty sodium heavy. Once that's done, the only thing left you have to do is to add the butter, and you just want to drizzle it over pretty evenly. And that's it. It's going to go in the oven at 350 for 1 hour or until an Insta-read thermometer stuck in the middle reads 165, and we'll be back. Well, y'all, this came out of the oven a few minutes ago and is hot. Don't mind my asbestos fingers. I've been cooking a long time, but it is hot. But it smells so good. It's oniony and creamy, and the chicken is so tender. It was so easy to make, and I know you're going to love it. Look at how crispy this top is, y'all, and this creamy gravy. That is just begging to go over some rice. So let's see how this tastes. First of all, it just falls apart. You can see that. And then I am going to treat myself to a bite. I wish you were here. You could have a bite too. You could have more than a bite. There's a lot. That is good. A 1960s recipe, maybe earlier. I know I grew up on it. You probably grew up on it. It's quick as far as putting it together. It just doesn't take a lot of effort. And I don't know about you, but I need more recipes like that in my life. There it is. 3 great ways to get dinner on the table without breaking a sweat. If you want the full printable version of these recipes, they're over on the blog and those are linked below. Now, if you're wondering what to serve with these casseroles, that's a whole nother question, and you're gonna need bread. I'm linking my video to my easy 30-minute rolls. So simple, so easy, and yeah, 30 minutes from mixer to table, I promise. It's the perfect sidekick for these dishes, and family's gonna love it. All right, y'all, that's it for me this week. I'll see y'all next time. Love y'all. Bye-bye.